Hipotálamos Artificial Intelligence. Transformación digital impulsada por algoritmos autónomos e inteligentes en tiempo real. Presenta sus soluciones para
Hypothalamus Artificial Intelligence. Digital transformation powered by real-time, intelligent autonomous algorithms. Present solutions for decision-making artificial intelligences at Military Operations Research via Mathematical Programming. Lecture edited by Jesus Velasquez Bermudez. Sun Tzu, in the book The Art of War said, "Every battle is won before it is fought. To face the disasters, planning supported by the scientific method, can avoid conflicts, deaths, and damages, so that many battles are won without a fight, or its negative consequences are limited, thanks to scientific planning." Activities to ensure safety. These mission areas may be grouped based on when a defensive action is intended to occur, either before, during, or after an attack. Proactive planning, mission areas whose defensive actions are taken before an attack occurs. These mission areas are prevention/protection, and mitigation. Real-time operational planning, mission areas whose required actions are taken during or immediately after an attack. These mission areas are detection and response. Recovery planning, mission areas whose required actions occur after an attack. This mission area is recovery. Military Operations Research Society, MORS, is a scientific society specialized in applications of the management science to military operations. Through its publications and symposia, it is possible to appreciate the intensity of the activities in this area of knowledge, which are concretized in countless solutions to specific military problems that serve as support for the planning and operation of many of the military forces of industrialized countries. Adapting the words of one of the authors consulted in the literature review, the use of operations research in military planning is a powerful tool resulting from the use of mathematical power in the pursuit of peace. Throughout history, it is common to find a close collaboration between scientists and military, in order to choose the optimal decision in battle, and try to obtain victory. This is why some experts consider the beginning of operations research in the 3rd century BC, during the Second Punic War, with the analysis and solution that Archimedes proposed for the defense of the city of Syracuse, besieged by the Romans. Among Archimedes' inventions to solve the problem were the catapult, and a system of mirrors with which the city of Syracuse set fire to enemy ships, by focusing them with the sun's rays. The use of advanced mathematical tools is not new to disaster management. There are many systems implemented to protect society. This is the As in any conflict, there were several different types of targets to be attacked: air, land or naval, fixed or mobile, soft or hard, strategic or tactical, defended or defenseless. These characteristics make each target vulnerable to certain types of weapons, being necessary to select the set of weapons that maximize the probability of destruction and minimize the probability of damage to one's own forces. The feedback provided by artificial intelligence made necessary, for some targets, to be attacked on more than one occasion, enhancing the dynamic nature of the operations. Each type of aircraft can carry certain weapons. This requires the configuration of strike groups with assignment of various types of aircraft with specific missions, countermeasures, bombing, fighter, in-flight refueling, etc. The airplanes of a strike group come from different airports, or aircraft carriers, requiring the assignment of communication frequencies, meeting points, time of operation, return airports, air corridors, etc. Mother airplanes must support several groups. All this in coordination with the multiple air attack groups, and the naval and land forces, maintaining as a permanent limitation the number of crews, and the maximum flight times allowed. Mainly in the case of ground operations, one of the OR applications was the use of results from peacetime simulations, under multiple combat real scenarios. It allowed the development of tables, diagrams, and algorithms of easy execution, giving to mathematical models the power to include a pre-analyzed situations for precision works, such as type and quantity of demolition explosives, expected losses, and number of wounded of own troops and enemies, etc. These aids were employed during combat by the MAC, for the allocation of resources, and the comparison of different courses of action. This process can make it unnecessary to develop models for the moment of combat, facilitating informed and effective decision-making. At present, these processes of accumulating information prior to the use of large optimization models are associated with the configuration and management of an artificial hippocampus, that is, the memory of the decision-making system. Persian Gulf conflict. Conclusions. Operations research, or, in general highly complex applied mathematics, determined the effectiveness of the actions carried out during the Persian Gulf conflict in 1990. In the case of support for logistics readiness operations or carried out effectively the largest air mobilization in history. In the case of combat operations, or facilitated decision-making in the theater of war itself. At the strategic level, or supported the choice of the best courses of action that would facilitate the success of operations and the defeat of enemy forces. Given the magnitude of the forces mobilized, it is impossible to imagine how the actions would have been carried out, without the existence of tools derived from artificial intelligence. Case: Human Resource Management. Case: Housing Analysis System. Case, modernizing the Army's helicopter fleet. Case, reorganizing the National Defense Force. Anticipation. It is the core of decision-making under Environment 4.0. It is not a question of reconstructing the damage caused by a disaster, with decisions a posteriori. It is about anticipating and mitigating with actions before the disaster. And the best way to do that is to use the mathematical modeling power under the new technological paradigm. Optimization is everywhere.